Ridge is a straightforward company. They're best known for making solid, metal-plated minimalist, slim wallets. Then they started making luggage, like the carry-on I recently reviewed. Next, they decided to make a check-in size luggage they're calling the check-in luggage, which, like I said, Ridge is a straightforward company. The check-in is bigger than the carry-on, as you would expect, and it's almost just literally so. It's just a bigger version of the carry-on luggage. So there is a lot of the same in a few good ways and a couple of drawbacks. Let's take a look. Hi everybody, foXnoMad here, and today I want to help you travel smarter with my review of the Ridge Check-In Luggage. And yes, that is the official name, Ridge Check-In Luggage. And like the carry-on, it is very, very similar in a lot of other ways. In fact, it's almost like Ridge took the pimp particles from Ant-Man to just enlarge the carry-on. The result is luggage that's spacious, durable, and looks good too. The Ridge Check-In, like the carry-on, comes in 5 different colors from base camp orange, matte olive, to this alpine navy. It's not as bright of a blue as the picture on Ridge's site, but it is distinctive and has a nice even color all around. You can also get the check-in in gunmetal or black as well. No matter what color you decide on, all of the check-in versions have a matte polycarbonate shell. In theory, the matte finish, instead of a flat or glossy one, should help with scratches and scuffing, something hardshell luggage is especially prone to. But even with 2 rubber bumpers running vertically down the front of the check-in, it won't take more than a flight or 2 for your first signs of wear. To help combat this, Ridge have included a cleaning eraser that does a decent job of wiping off scuffs, but you'll have to be diligent about using it after each trip. I'm guessing most of you will probably use it after your first flight or 2 and then just give up, since ultimately it's a losing battle with baggage handlers, and besides, the marks on the exterior give it character. The polycarbonate shell is thick. Ridge says it's 30% thicker than competing brands. I haven't tested that myself, but it is a thick polycarbonate shell to help add to the durability of the case, and other Ridge luggage I've tested has held up well to regular and even above average wear and tear. Like the carry-on, something I'm going to say throughout this review, like the carry-on, because these 2 bags are so similar. So like the carry-on, the check-in also has aluminum corner protectors to prevent something you see a lot on other hardshell luggage, which is the corners getting turned inward from being tossed around. Those protectors though do scratch fairly quickly, but again, no luggage looks for new for long. Repeating myself, just like the carry-on, the check-in has YKK exterior zippers, which is the zipper gold standard, and a built-in combination lock that's TSA approved. The zippers have also been treated with water-resistant coating, which gives the check-in IPX3 waterproofing, which means it can handle a 5-minute spray of water at 10 liters per minute, in case you were wondering the details. But in short, that means the check-in should keep your things dry if you're stuck outside in the rain for short amounts of time. One thing I did notice about the zippers though is when you go around the corners, it can be a little bit tight, or the zipper just kind of gets stuck there. And that's due to the clamshell from the top, or whichever side is on the top, kind of putting some pressure down on that corner part when the zipper is going to go around. When the bag is more full, this isn't as big of an issue, but it's just something that's going to be annoying for you, especially if you don't fill up the bag completely. So just something to be aware of. Again, not anything that's going to prevent you from using the bag, or not anything that's going to, reduce the durability of the bag. It's just something that's a little bit annoying. Continuing with more of the familiar from the carry-on, you've got the same telescopic handle that locks in 2 different positions, has the same honeycomb grip that's nice to hold, and gives you a bit more confidence that the check-in isn't going to get away from you. For looks, we've also got a carbon fiber Ridge logo that's understated but noticeable. I really like the aesthetic and the look of the check-in luggage, like I like the aesthetic and the look of the carry-on. And if you get something like Basecamp Orange, that color is really going to pop. It's very distinct. So if you're at a luggage carousel, you're waiting for your bags after you land in a new city, definitely going to see that bag because it's definitely going to be very, very noticeable. But even if you get something like gunmetal or the matte black or the alpine navy, those are going to be distinct. They're still going to look very nice, still have that rugged and premium look, and still stand out just a little bit. And I know Ridge is really going for style here, and that's an important part of this bag. So you're definitely going to get that no matter which color you end up choosing. But aside from the looks, this bag is 70 liters, and compared to other luggage of this size with these dimensions, it's pretty big. So Ridge have really done a good job of maximizing that interior space, giving you a lot of room for a bag this size with these dimensions. So you're squeezing out about a couple of liters extra when you compare it to luggage that's also hard shell, that's made this size, that's in this price category. And that added space is going to be welcome for those of you who are familiar with four-wheel rollers because they do lose a little bit of space having that four-wheel design. The approximate exterior dimensions are 67.3 by 47 by 26.7 centimeters, or in Imperial 26.5 by 18.5 by 10.5 inches. Taking a quick glance at the exterior, it looks a little bit wider than other bags of this size, but 70 liters is about a happy medium between a middle-sized piece of luggage and a big piece of luggage, and the check-in is spacious. One way Ridge have done this is by keeping the plastic wheels small, which gives you more interior space, but personally I would have liked to see beefier wheels on a bag of this size. Time will tell how well they hold up over time, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the road test review coming up down the line. But the wheels are typically the weakest point on a four-wheel roller, so that's something to keep an eye on. The wheels are made of a thick plastic though, and they roll fairly smoothly on flat floors, pretty good on carpet, and decently on pavement. You can also roll the check-in at an angle and only use two of the wheels on uneven surfaces if you need to. Inside, there's 200D fabric, which is likely a polyester blend to help keep the weight down, but at 10.2 pounds or 4.6 grams, the check-in is heavier than most soft-sided luggage of this size, but on the slightly lighter side for premium hardshell rollers. The check-in also has a lot of interior space on both sides of the clamshell design because you can really get into the corners to use all of the available space. One side has a zippered cover, and that cover has two small pockets for small or flat items like papers or change, and the other side has two compression straps plus a zippered panel for a bit more organization, but that's also used to keep your items firmly pressed down. Personally, I would prefer it if both sides would have compression straps because not only does it let you press things down and just squeeze a little bit more space out of the bag, it also helps keep things in place. So it's nice when you arrive at your destination after a bag has been tossed onto a baggage carousel or by baggage handlers to have things mostly left where you pack them in the bag rather than shifting a lot. And that's going to make a bigger difference depending on the kind of things that you're packing. So if you're packing mostly clothes, maybe not such a big deal. But if you don't have the bag full, then things are going to move around a little bit more. So having compression straps on both sides would kind of help alleviate that problem. This is a hard shell luggage though, so it's not as big of a problem compared to soft side luggage, but again, the compression straps would help in these cases. A few other critiques I have about this bag are the handles. There are two handles on the exterior, on the top and one on the side, and they are very nicely designed. They lay flat when you're not using them, but I would really like to have another handle on the other side. Maybe you're holding this on your left or your right, or depending on sort of the stairwell that you're in. If you're in a tight corner, you might want to hold it on the other side, and it would be difficult just switching it around. So it's nice to have handles on both sides of the bag, but also having a grip on the bottom is something that's really missing from this bag. A lot of times when you're just picking up the check-in off the ground, there's no place to grip it except for the zippers. And I feel like over time, that's going to wear and tear on the bottom part of the zipper. A handle or some kind of plastic bar here on the bottom would make a massive difference into handling this bag, would make it a lot more comfortable and a lot less awkward. That's especially true depending on what you pack in this bag and depending on the weight. The heavier it gets, the more difficult it is to handle, especially without that bottom grip. Overall, like the carry-on, there is a lot to like about the check-in luggage. It is $450 though, so it's one of those purchases that you're making where you intend the product to last for a very long time. Fortunately, the build seems to be as durable as the price would indicate, but it is, again, a steep price for a piece of luggage. So if you're one of those people that tends to switch your luggage every couple of years, maybe it's a little bit more expensive than you would want to pay. If you're one of those people that's looking for a piece of luggage to last you a very long time, then the Ridge luggage has a lot of durability built in, which should get you the most out of your money. Also, Ridge has a 99-day return policy, so if you want to get hands on this bag, maybe see how it looks and how it feels, perhaps take all the things that you want to pack and see if they will actually fit into this bag, you can do all of those things, and if you don't like the bag for any reason, return it back to Ridge within 99 days. Now, I wouldn't travel with the bag during those 99 days because it might get scratches or scuffs that would void that return policy. But if you just want to see how this bag looks, and considering the price, it is $450, I would take advantage of that return policy because maybe you don't know if hard shell rollers are your type of bag, or maybe you don't like something about the fit or the look or the design or something very specific about the bag. So I would take advantage of that return policy if you're considering this bag as your next piece of luggage. Because there is a lot of other competition of luggage at this size, like Away, Monos, and Samsonite. They all make luggage in the 70-liter range that's nearly as durable and runs about $100 cheaper on average. The Ridge Check-In is more than a solid piece of luggage though. It's about style, and I think for a lot of people, maybe a lot of you, that is a really underrated part of a luggage purchase decision. But maybe not if you already have the Ridge carry-on, because these bags do match each other very well. I mean, the carry-on is just a smaller version of the check-in, or the check-in is just a larger version of the carry-on, whichever way you want to look at it. They do match each other very well, and they look so good next to each other. For those of you who travel a lot, you know that investing in a good piece of luggage means that you're going to be paying less over time because you won't have to replace the bag over and over and over from just the general wear and tear of being traveled with. It is a bigger upfront cost, but luggage is something that we don't typically buy very frequently, and when we do buy luggage, it's usually one or two pieces at a time. So if you like the look of the Ridge, if you like the design of the Ridge, it is really made to last you for many, many years to come. The extra $100 or so difference between the Ridge check-in and some of the competition isn't really a lot of money when you spread it out over 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or so years. But if you're the kind of person that changes your bags very frequently, maybe you just like different luggage, you get bored of the luggage you have, or you just have the kind of travel schedule or the travel destinations that really, really put your bags through hell, then you may want to check out some of the cheaper alternatives. But if you don't mind the higher premium price for the minimalist look and the rugged build, then I think a lot of you are going to be happy with the Ridge check-in. That's my review of the Ridge check-in luggage. Let me know if you have any questions down in the comments below, and while you're down there, hit the like and subscribe buttons. I'll have new videos for you every week, and I'll see you in the next video.